What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down how to run a hitch route versus inside leverage press. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the specific things you guys can do to create separation, the different situations you might see, and just overall how you guys can create more separation. Okay, so I hope this video helps you guys out, teaches you a few new things, but also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want over 150 wide receiver drills put into a specific schedule with sets and repetitions, check out that very first link in the description for our 28-day, 4-week on-field wide receiver workout plan. So it's a step-by-step, day-to-day schedule with all the wide receiver drills that you need to do on the field to help your route running, press releases, catching, explosiveness, broken down into a set schedule, and we include a video where we break down each drill, explain each day of the plan, explain the importance of each exercise, and we show a full speed example. So very first link below, you guys, if you want to check that out. Let's get started with this video. So we're looking at this right from Terry McLaurin. We're going to mainly be talking about how when you guys are running a hitch route against press, the number one thing you want to do is attack that outside shoulder, okay? So the goal, no matter what you're running, whether you run a 5-yard hitch, 3-step slant, 2-step out, whatever it is, you have to be able to sell vertical. You cannot give it away. We cannot run a lazy route, especially when you're against a press DB and a talented DB, right? So I have to attack his outside shoulder, and I have to make everything about this look like a fade, right? So the number one goal is, like I said, to get him to turn his hips and bail out of them. That's exactly what McLaurin does. Now, how do I exactly sell the vertical, right? So your eyes, number one, have to be to the outside. So many receivers, what they'll be doing is they'll be looking down. They'll be looking kind of peeking to the inside on this fade. They'll turn their shoulder. They'll turn their hip to the inside a little bit too early, and they round before they actually drop their hips. That's not what we want to do. We want to stay committed to this thing the entire time, and we want to stay in stride, okay? So that's what a lot of receivers don't do as well. They'll come off, and they got to run this 5-yard hitch, and they'll burst off the line, and then they start to slow down right here. They start to slow down and prep for the break, and then they start to turn early. They don't have an explosive drop, and that's not going to get a DB to turn, because guess what he's taught to do? He's taught to stay disciplined, but the DB has an internal clock to where he's eventually going to think fade. If we make everything about this look like a vertical, he's going to turn his hips, right? And so that's what I'm talking about with my head being down, my eyes to the outside. Your shoulders and your hips are committed vertical, and we have to be in stride. If you can do all three of those things and really push as hard as you can to that outside shoulder, the DB, that's when I'm going to get some separation. Now, this case right here, we got a little bit of space from the DB, right? We got probably about a yard. He doesn't have hands on us. If this DB doesn't have hands, this should be an easy money break. However, when he does have hands on us, that's when we're probably going to have to work something like a throw-by technique, or maybe trying to swat his hands off, throw-by at the back of his hip or the back of his shoulder, right? So he's a little bit far away, so I think his hip drop will just take care of it. But you see how violent of a drop he has. That's what we need on a hitch route. So many receivers, because it's such a short route, it's only a 5-yard route, will not drop down violently. They'll take the break for granted because it's a short route. They just think that they could just stand right up and cruise into it. But guess what? That change of direction right here, being able to stop on a dime like this and drop your hips violently, only works if you're running full speed. So if you guys are running full speed and you don't get to this explosive position where you drop your hips, you're bringing your chin to your knee, you're going to have a drift off of the route. You'll break at 5, and you'll probably drift up to like 6, 6.5, and that's just more space for this DB to react to, right? You see how McLaurin is able to just drop right on a dime, sit right down, and that DB is going to be able to shoot by, right? That explosive drop is how we were able to change direction while running full speed and while running in stride to get that DB to bail out of there on that hitch route. So that's a perfect example of what to do. Just make sure, fellas, that we are prepared to throw by with that inside hand, whether I'm swatting his hands just like this, or the back of his shoulder or the back of his hip, and I'm violent with my hips because that's the only way I can change direction while running full speed, okay? So now you see how McLaurin as well kind of breaks. There's one more thing I want to touch on. He snaps with the outside foot. Either one's fine. I teach inside foot on a hitch because I was always taught it was off your second inside step, so that's where you want to drop. But if you break off of the outside step, that's fine. It really kind of depends on the route, kind of depends on the depth of the hitch, because I know some people run like a 6 back to 5. Some people run it just straight at 5, and they want you to stop right there. So it all kind of depends, but either step is fine. Just make sure we are attacking the outside shoulder. I'm pushing vertical with my eyes, my shoulders, my stride, and I'm having a violent change of direction, and I'm prepared to throw by. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job attacking the outside, pumping this thing off, being violent with those hips, then coming back to that ball. All right, guys, if you have not heard, we are going to be in the Arizona area on October 2nd and October 3rd for a quarterback and wide receiver training clinic. That's this weekend, you guys, so this is probably a last chance for you guys to sign up. We have about 1 to 2 spots remaining on our Saturday clinic and our Sunday clinic, so I hope you guys can check it out. It's a full 3-hour training clinic. I myself will be there working with the quarterbacks and the receivers, doing technique-specific work, and we will have a speed coach out there to help you guys out with 40-yard dash mechanics and overall running mechanics. So again, check out the second link in the description below if you guys want to sign up for that. Last chance to get involved with this clinic. Hope you guys can make it out to that if you're in the Arizona area or local to it. And again, fellas, if you guys have any questions on this video, any questions on anything receiver in general, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'll see you guys next time.